How you guys doing? Hey, it's the holiday season and I found the perfect book, A Manatee Christmas, written and illustrated by Tim Thomas. Just wait till you hear this story. It might make you think twice the next time you're out on the water, so stay tuned. 'Twas a day before Christmas. At one of Florida's springs, there was a nip in the air, but the trees were still green. The water that flowed from the springs was quite warm, and I felt very safe, out of all possible harm. Most manatees stay the winter months here. The food is plentiful, and the water's quite clear. The sunshine was bright, and I played all around. I could feel the warmth on my belly as I lay upside down. Mama in her tail tag and cuts down her back snuggled in close to share in a nap. When out on the water there arose such a clatter, I awoke from my sleep to see what was the matter. Away to the surface I flew like a fish. A boat almost ran me over and I nearly got gashed. The propeller just missed me and I let out a yell, and the skier it pulled skied over my tail. Then what to my wondering eyes should appear but a tour boat of divers trying to get near, and one of those divers with a bag full of treats kept trying to feed me things I don't eat. More numerous than algae, the divers they came, and they pushed and they pulled, and they called me bad names. Hey Fatso, hey Whaletail, hey Pudgy, hey Dopey. He's ugly, he's stupid, he's slow and he's mopey. All around me they stayed, and they laughed and they stared, until finally, thank heavens, they all ran out of air. So I sank to the bottom, thinking I'd left man behind, and got tangled up in monofilament line. Then like a nightmare they came buzzing like bees, the clowns of the rivers all riding jet skis. I heard someone shout and I turned with a yank, and there was St. Nicholas upon the bank. He was dressed kind of different in his shorts and his shades, and the tan that he had would take months to fade. He wasn't wearing his hat or his boots or his coat. He wasn't riding his sled, but a big red airboat. His Hawaiian shirt was ever so bright. He was wearing Bermuda shorts. He just didn't look right. He wore tennis shoes that were white high tops, and up to his knees he had pulled up his socks. His hair was pulled back in a tight little bow, and the beard on his chin was still whiter than snow. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. He asked me,
"For Christmas, what would you like? What can old Santa bring you on Christmas Eve night?"
If I could, Santa, wish for one thing, I'd wish that the springs where we live were all clean. For me, I want nothing this Christmas Eve night, but I wish that everything here at the springs was set just right. Santa said,
"I want to see for myself. I want to get near."
He went back to his boat and he put on his gear. Santa put on his mask, his snorkel and fins, strapped on his tank, and he cannonballed in. Santa took a deep breath, then slowly sank down, and after clearing his mask, I began showing him around. The crab traps and nets, oh, I wish they weren't here. And I wish most of all that man would just care. That the barrels of waste were removed, every one, and the companies fixed all the damage they've done. That pollution was gone and man took his trash home. That scuba divers would leave all us manatees alone. To remove from the water's discarded fishing line, that boats would slow down and there'd be speed limit signs. And as I turned, I saw Santa swim over some rocks and got tangled in netting around his fins and his socks. He pulled and he yanked, twisted left and then right. Then he snatched hard at the net with all of his might. Then pow! The line broke free from the rock and Santa shot to the surface, smashing his head on a dock. Dizzy and dazed, he crawled on his craft. His snorkel was bent and there was a crack in his mask. Then he gave me a smile and said not a thing, cranked up his craft and left our Florida spring. Later that evening, a star glowed so bright, and I knew this was Christmas Eve, the miracle night. All my friends gathered round and we whispered a prayer in hopes that maybe God just might hear. I awoke Christmas morning and couldn't believe no boats, no divers, not even jet skis. The barrels of waste, hey, they were not there, and the discarded line could not be found anywhere. Santa had cleaned this place that we all here loved. Our prayers have been answered from our God up above. There were no nets, no traps, not anything. Santa, through our prayers, had saved Manatee Springs. The only thing that had been left behind was a wreath hanging on a speed limit sign. And there you have a Manatee Christmas. I hope you enjoyed it. And just remember, it's up to each one of us to leave nature just as we found it. Hey, there's a book and a coloring and activity book, and all the information on how to get it is down below. So hey, I enjoyed reading this story and I hope you enjoyed it too. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, and until next time, I'm off looking for that next great story. So until then, you guys have a great day, okay? Woo!